Stanislav, I came to you for the hope. Please save my soul because my H1B, my F1, M1, J1, OPT are ending, or one of them is ending, and I do not have any other way to stay in the US. What are my options? Please help. Guys, today I'm going to address this very important issue because this season is coming when things are ending. Your OPTs, your F1s, if you cannot get OPT, your H1B, whatever that is, and you want to stay in the US and legalize, right? And get the green card. So I'm going to discuss this issue. Also, you will be able to learn how to get a free evaluation of your case. Let's go! Hello, my dear friends, I'm Stanislav Shamaev, a licensed business immigration and corporate attorney in Miami, Florida. Today, I want to give you that hope of staying here in the US and maybe possibly getting the green card if you are on those programs that I mentioned. So guys, I'm gonna address this issue purely for your sake and the ease of understanding and the ease of getting those visas. Of course, there's a bunch of other visas and they have different options, but I want to give you the most viable options. And let me give you the spoiler alert. Those are the three visas: O-1, EB-1A, and EB-2 NIW. And that's actually priority. O-1 and EB-1A could be sharing the first and the second place depending on your situation, but that's how I'm looking at them. So let's start with O-1 visa. O-1 visa is a talent visa. Stanislav, I'm not talented. All right. Hold your horses. Only I can tell you if you're talented or not. Okay? Now let's be real, guys. You cannot assess yourself and try to come to me predisposed. Stanislav, I have nothing. You just don't, okay? You cannot know what you don't know, all right? And those visas, the talent visas, O-1 and EB-1A, actually they have the same criteria, all right? But they are looked at differently. So what are those criteria? And I'm gonna give you just a few for you to get the taste of that visa, because I have a bunch of videos in the past where I break down all criteria, one each separately, so you guys go and do your homework, okay? Or I'll give you a shortcut in a little bit. What are the criteria you already might have, okay? So let's see. You probably have, especially if you work, because if you're on F1 visa, I don't know. I don't know what's in the past, maybe you're very young. But if you're on OPT, if you're on H1B, J1, M1 visa, then you have those facts that will allow me to satisfy the criteria for the immigration services. Criteria number one is your critical or leading role in a company with significant reputation, with a high reputation, distinguished reputation, call it whatever. So if you worked in a bigger company or still working, or it's a smaller company, but that company sells the services or products to bigger companies, those companies have reputations, okay, smaller or bigger. So that's criteria number one. Criteria number two, you make significantly higher money than the average professional in your field, in your geographical location. As long as your salary 20 to 30% more than the average, by the government statistics, and many of you fall within this thing, you guys are good. So these are two criteria. Criterion number three, judging the work of other professionals, especially if you guys in STEM, science, technology, engineering, mathematics. Just by the nature of your work, you have to assess other professionals. It's a code review, architecture review, project review, audits, looking at the processes, data analysis. That all entails the fact that you have to look at what other people do or what other people have done. I know some of you like Stanislav, I thought judging is like when they call you a judge in a competition and then it's an accelerator, it's a hackathon, and then. Right, of course, that's true, but there are alternative ways to do that. All right, so right off the bat, Many of you already have 3 criteria. And that's just to begin with, because I have the resources, I have the vendors, I have projects within my corporation. And guys, my corporation is not a small one. We have more than 110 people working, all right, in 10 departments. So we have lots of resources to add 3, sometimes 4 criteria to your existing criteria. And that's going to happen for the next 6 months of you working with the team. So those criteria that I mentioned in O-1 also applies in EB-1A. And some of you have contribution in the industry through the product that you've been working on in your company where you work right now. That's what I mean, that you cannot really assess if you're talented by immigration laws because you just don't know where to look. And I'm giving you those pieces of information so you understand that you actually stand much higher than you thought. So O-1, EB-1A are those nice visas where you must have some achievements, some recognitions, and we can build on them. The third visa is EB-2 NIW. And that's for those of you with the higher education, bachelor's and 5 years of experience in your specialty, or master's or higher, no experience needed. What we need is to offer the idea of the project that's beneficial for the US government. And again, many of you in STEM industry, you guys fall within those criteria. Not all of you, because most of you will go O-1, EB-1A way. But EB-2 NIW is also good to keep in the back of your mind and think what you can offer to the US to make this country better. If your OPT, H-1B, your three-year OPT, whatever you are, which program you are on, is finishing up, and you guys must have at least 6 months. If you're pushing a couple of months left and you just woke up, I'm sorry, it's gonna be really hard for you, okay? Or it will get you to the place we're gonna make a lot of expenses. You'll have to spend a lot of money because then we have to extend and change your status. You have to be strategic about those things. I mean, the best thing when we have a lot of time, a year ahead, but the minimum is 6 months. Okay, 2 months of grace period, noted, but that's 4 clean months of your status plus 6 months of the grace period. You know, we kind of have to go all in this sense, right? And change your status, and maybe something bad can happen. Maybe it's an officer from the blacklist. So be strategic, guys. Don't waste your time. So O-1 is the easiest out of these 3, okay? In my company, we have 99% chance of approval of your O-1 visa. In other words, we're getting overwhelming majority of our petitions approved. And EB-1A, for those of you who already, got more experience, maybe you're on H-1B, maybe M1, maybe J1 visa, watch for that 2-year requirement for J1. Yeah. EB-1A is a higher burden visa, so usually people who worked in the industry for at least 5-7 years are the best candidates. But O-1, guys, it's a golden visa, not that golden card that Trump is gonna do, but it's golden for you because it's easy here, it's really easy for me, it gives you a lot of value, and it builds that foundation for the future EB-1A or EB-2 NIW, or give you the wait time if your employer got you approved on EB-2 or EB-3 visas with a perm, with a labor certification. If you are India born, regardless what's your citizenship, I have bad news for you. You only can get your green card through EB-1A. That's the bad news. The good news, if you have your EB-2 or EB-3 approved before February 2022, that means that once I get your approval for EB-1A, I can substitute those priority dates as if your EB-1A was approved when your EB-2 or EB-3 were approved. And more specifically, when your perm was filed. You guys know what I'm talking about. That will give us an option to adjust your status immediately. So if you're Indian born and you're on H-1B and you have priority date through other immigrant petition, you're golden. If you don't have it yet, but your H-1B is running out, O-1 is pretty much the only option, viable option. Of course, we can talk about L1 and those J1s. Nobody cares about them, okay? What we do care about the real stuff, and O1 is the real stuff. But Stanislav, O1 demands the employer. Correct. Well, first of all, you have an employer, because otherwise H-1B is not going to fly, OPT is not going to fly. But even if they don't want to deal with O1 for you, we can register a company for you, and that company is going to be your employer. So your own company is your employer. Okay, so there are ways to get around that requirements. So you see, guys, to all your problems, I have a solution. What's the shortcut I was talking about? You have to get the free evaluation. Don't wait for Independence Day. Don't wait for Christmas or Halloween. Do it right now. Okay? It's easy. Go down below this video. Find the link. Click on it. It's gonna open the website. Find the link to the talent visa and national interest visa. Click on them, fill them out, submit. 2 days after, I'll get back to you with a breakdown of your case. Look for the word potential. Not everybody will get it. But those of you who will see the word potential, you have to go to the second step, complex immigration planning. That's a two-phase process where we collect all information from you and I build the winning strategy of your case, which on step number 3, when you hire my team and myself, becomes the landmark of your case in Department of Approvals and Department of Strategy. Those are the two departments in my corporation that lead the cases under my control, with my strategy, with my methodology. Your staying in the US is easy as 1, 2, 3. Free evaluation, complex immigration planning, and the complete case filing service to hire my corporation. Smash that like button if you enjoyed my video. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Smash that bell button not to miss the 2 videos that I release on a weekly basis. Also, I have Telegram, Instagram, and other social media platforms where I post exclusive information. My name is Stanislav Shamayev. I'm a lawyer of the future. Your future begins here. Good luck.